Okay, you saying these are misdemeanor cases, but I'm
Correct.
still going to trial. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
On
No.
misdemeanor cases. I thought it was supposed to be a felony charge to go to a trial setting. You on?
Yes.
Oh, you on? This is Cedric Gibson again. My public defender was telling me about a trial setting in a misdemeanor court. And I told him I would like to have a preliminary hearing before I go to trial to find the evidence against me on this trial setting.
Oh,
And huh, it's against my rights to have that.
right.
If I have a trial, I can have a preliminary hearing.
Right. Well, preliminary hearings are only for felony charges, and none of these are felony charges. They're
Exactly.
all misdemeanors.
Misdemeanor. So why is I'm going to a trial on misdemeanor charges?
Well,
You see,
you have a right to a trial if you wish on these charges. However, I suspect that your attorney has talked to the prosecutor about a possible plea. So you wouldn't have
yeah.
to go to trial if you didn't want to, but you have that right to go to trial.
I have a right. I know I have a right to go to trial, but I don't want to go to trial unless. Okay, you saying these are misdemeanor cases, but I'm
Correct.
still going to trial. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
On
No,
misdemeanor cases, I thought it was supposed to be a felony charge to go to a trial setting.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
For a felony charge, you would have a preliminary hearing. Absolutely.
Okay, why you don't have a?
However, we don't have preliminary hearings for trial for misdemeanors.
Okay, why should I go to a misdemeanor trial then?
Well,
If they don't have felony charges, why should I go to trial on traffic tickets? You
right.
see what I'm saying?
These aren't traffic matters. These are thefts.
These are
and-
misdemeanors. These are
Correct.
misdemeanor charges. It's not no felony charges.
Correct.
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 These are city tickets. These are not felony charges.
Right. So if you don't want a trial, then Mr. Lilich, I know, has spoke with the prosecutor about a possible plea to resolve these matters without a trial.
So why should I have to take a plea to something that don't have no evidence on me on?
Okay,
They just got tickets.
Well, that's the thing. If you don't believe there's evidence, the city believes there's evidence. So to resolve that, you have trial.
Okay, how do the city believe that?
Well,
they have evidence.
They receive reports, complaining parties, police officers wrote up reports and things, sent it to them to look at.
But that don't mean you believe that because you got the report.
That's why we have trials.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you got reports. You don't believe that. Right. Unless because they wrote the what you call her, unless I take a plea to these charges. Right. That's the only way you can find me guilty to them.
Right. I can find you guilty if the city presents enough evidence in a trial to find you guilty of those things.
So how can it be evidence? Where's the evidence at? That's what I'm saying.
Well, we would have a trial and you would come to court. We would have the witnesses would come in and testify. And then whoever the judge was, myself or the other judges here, would make a decision to say you're guilty or not guilty based on the information we were given.
Okay. Now, if I had took something from the store, where's the evidence to show you that I'm guilty to the charge, to the statement, to whatever
and
statement
that's
they
where
made.
The trial comes in. They would bring witnesses that might have seen you do something, the officer that found an item. I don't know any of the evidence on these cases right now.
But see, evidence cannot use no witnesses or hearsay evidence to find me guilty of the charges. You see what I'm saying? Hearsay evidence, they say, well, he did it, so you find me guilty of the charge. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Why? Well, testimony from a witness that actually saw something. Say I'm standing on the street corner and I see a car go through a red light and hit a pedestrian. I can testify that I actually saw that. And that is evidence.
I could testify and say there was no evidence.
You
So
could have an absolute.
it can equal the same way. So how can they?
So it sounds like you are not interested in a plea, but you would like a trial. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not. I can't even get a trial. I don't even.
Yes,
I really,
you can get a trial.
I mean, I don't even. I really don't even want a trial because if I get a trial, I can't have no preliminary hearing. But you saying you can have a preliminary hearing in a felony case, but you can't have no preliminary hearing in a trial setting. If you go on a trial, any trial, you should have a preliminary hearing.
No.
Regardless.
Only in misdemeanor cases can you, excuse me, only in a felony.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
These are felonies, so you don't get there is no right to a preliminary hearing. None.
There's no rights.
No right to a preliminary hearing.
So
but you have an absolute right to a trial.
So now I have a right to a trial, and they find me guilty in a trial. So I had to
I may not.
And I had to take a plea in a trial to get a conviction out of me. It's something they didn't even have on me. You see what I'm saying? They just wrote a ticket up on me, and you go by these tickets and saying, well, we're gonna find you guilty of these tickets. We're gonna sell him, we're gonna give him such and such time for these tickets.
Right. Mr. Gibson.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to talk to Mr. Lilich for just
a minute.
Then. You're allowed to listen. You're allowed to listen.
All right.
Mr. Lilich.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Mr. Gibson understands what he's being charged with?
I did not get the opportunity to review the charges with Mr. Gibson. I think that he would understand based on the dialogue I had with him if I was able to review the charges with him, but he and I were going in a circle about him having a preliminary hearing in a misdemeanor case.
Right. All right. Mr. Gibson?
Mm-hmm.
The United States Constitution states you can have a preliminary hearing only in felony charges. So forget about prelims. Forget about it. You have a right to a trial, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these for trial. That's going to be in 30 days. All right? And that will give you time to visit with your counsel so that you can discuss the evidence or no evidence that they have on these charges. All right?
So when next time can I get it? I thought I was supposed to be released.
Right.
Because I turned myself in.
I am only going to release you if you promise me that you will come to court.
I'm gonna come to court.
Mr. Lilich, I want you to give me a date that he can visit with you.
Yeah.
Bear with me a moment, Your Honor.
Sure. Yeah, I understand.
Huh?
To Mr. Lilich's office.
All right.
And that's room 212.
212. Okay, they're gonna
second floor.
Hey, Miss Judge.
Yes.
I would like to get a card showing me can I get a card when I get released from the jail?
We will send it over to the jail with his information and your date to appear in his office.
Okay, then.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you this. If you fail to appear May 10th at 3:30 to his office, a warrant's going to be issued and you're going to be sitting right back where you're at.
All right.
Do you understand me?
I understand you.
Okay, so you'll be released to appear May 10th at 3:30 with your attorney.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. And if you don't show up, a warrant's going to be issued, and then we'll work from there.
No, well, I don't want no warrant to be on me, you know. So I'm going to talk to him.
You talk to him, and then maybe we can get these all resolved.
Okay, then.
All right?
All right, then.
Any questions you got?
All right, then.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have no questions.
All right. May 10th.
May 10th
3:30.
at 3:30.
Right.
All right. Thank you.